practice this evening. I'm going to wait a little bit and see if some folks arrive. If you're watching this at a later date when it's been posted and it's no longer live, then just stay for a little bit. You can fast forward to the actual practice part, but we're just going to hang out for a couple moments and see who joins us tonight for a brief Vinyasa Flow Yoga practice. I'm Sarah Trapani, if you don't know me. I'm a yoga teacher for over 15 years, been practicing since a long time, maybe 2004 I started practicing, so over 20 years, and I love this practice. So I appreciate you being a part of my YouTube community, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, so we're gonna start today's practice in a hero pose. So go ahead and find your yoga mat and sit on your heels. You're gonna bring your big toes to touch. And then sitting on your heels, let's go ahead and pull the shoulder blades onto the back. And we'll rest our palms facing up in a gesture of receptivity and openness for wherever you're at today and whatever insight might arise in this practice today. Trace a line from the nape of the neck down into the lower back, letting the tailbone drop down in a subtle way toward that space between your heels. And as you let the tailbone drop, the belly button draws gently back toward the spine, and your nose is aligned right over your belly button. And take a moment to notice the natural flow of your breath this evening, or whenever you're practicing, if you're watching at a later date. Notice your breath and the natural flow, the natural rhythm of your breath. Anytime your mind wanders off or gets distracted, guide the focus back to your breath and to your body today. Let's bring the hands to heart center, connecting the thumbs to the center of the chest. And then press the heels of the hands together pretty firmly so you feel the shoulder blades connecting on the back. And take a moment to invite compassion for wherever you're at in your body, and trusting you can back off if you need to at any point in this practice. Feel the tops of the feet connect, and when you inhale, we're going to open the arms out to a nice big cactus shape. Find a back bend on your inhale, looking up. When you exhale, we're going to round the spine a little bit and come into a scarecrow arm. And you're going to keep your elbows aligned with the shoulders, chin toward chest, belly in. And let's move with the breath. Inhale, cactus arms, looking up. And then exhale, we're going to rotate, scarecrow arms. And let's do that a couple times. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, scarecrow. Welcome if you're just joining. We're taking nice yoga practice tonight. So now if you want to integrate, you can inhale, come up on your knees, and you take a cactus and a back bend. And then you exhale, sit back on your heels, take a scarecrow. And then we'll add on. We're going to inhale, cactus, squeeze in, palms in, elbows press, and then scarecrow as you exhale. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, cactus, palms in, press, and then open on the exhale, sit down, reach back behind, tented fingers, lift your heart, inhaling there, and then exhale, we're going to come forward into a tabletop position. So we're going to find our way onto all fours with nice soft elbows. Fan your fingers wide. Root through the tops of your feet, and then pressing through your palms, lift your knees, hover for a moment, and then drop your knees, tuck your tails, send your hips toward the heels. Let's come forward on the inhale, tops of feet, press, lift your knees, little hover, and then knees down, send your hips back. Inhale, coming forward, feet are flat, hover, knees down, toes tuck, and let's send the hips up into a downward facing dog. We're gonna let the head hang, pedal out your feet, breathing there, finding the length from your pinkies right up through your hip creases. Then come forward and come back to a tabletop. I'm just gonna adjust the mat a little bit. Welcome if you're joining me tonight for a yoga practice. We're in a tabletop position, soft elbows. Let's extend your right heel straight back. Nice flexed right foot. And what that will do is you'll feel your lower belly start to engage, and then cross your right toes across. The right toes are tucked. You're gonna squeeze that left side rib in, look over your left shoulder, and breathe along your right side body. from your right hip all the way down to the outer toe of your right foot. And then inhale, lift your right heel, look forward, come up to tented fingers. We're gonna slide that right foot wider than the right wrist. Take the top of your left foot flat. And we're in a lizard position, lizard lunge. Come down onto your palms and hold there. Good, just stay in that position for a moment, rooting through the ball of your right foot. If it's available, you can point your left toes toward the ceiling. Now we're pretty early in the practice, so you don't have to force. Don't overdo. Come back to your breath if your mind wanders away. You're breathing there. And then slowly release those left toes tucked. We're gonna lift the left thigh and then plant your left hand. Take your right hand to the top of your thigh and turn into a twist. Left hip point drops, look to the right. Squeeze and engage your left gluteal muscle. And you can think about what's your intention for practice today. What do you want to cultivate in this time as we move on the mat? And let your left knee come down. We're gonna send the hips back. Curl your right toes toward your face. Look at your right foot. And then your hands are framing that foot. You could stay a little more upright, or you could fold over that right leg. Peek at your right hip and breathe in your Ardha Hanumanasana. Breathing there, drawing the two sitting bones together and feeling the edge of that right heel ground into the mat and that right femur bone's plugging into your hip. Very good. And then on your inhale, we're going to glide forward. Right knee is over the heel. Fingertips are on the inside of the heel. Look up. Then send the right foot back. Big toes touch. Come into a child's pose. Child's pose. Exhale all the way out. Wriggle the hips. Very good. And then on your inhale, we're going to wave forward to a modified plank. Now we're going to allow the hips to sink. Spread your chest, hips sink, and then roll down through your belly, your ribs, your chest, coming all the way down. Big toes touch. Drag your hands towards your hips for a little cobra, and then hover your hands. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, palms on the ground, tuck your toes, send the hips back. We're coming to downward dog again. And in downward dog, you can lift one heel at a time, pedal out your feet. And then we'll make our way back into your tabletop position. Let's extend that left heel straight back. Nice flexed left foot. Left inner thigh is rolling up toward the ceiling, and we're lifting your lower belly. And the fingertips are gripping to the mat. And now let's cross that left heel across and over to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Push your left hip back a little bit. So you can't really see because of my position, but my left toes are crossed all the way over to the right. And then you're crunching your right side and breathing along that left side body. Opening up the side seam. And then we'll inhale, lift that left heel, tented fingers. We're gonna slide that left foot wider than the left wrist. And we'll come into our lizard lunge on this side. Top of right foot flat. And you can make your way down onto your palms. Nice. Welcome if you're just joining me. I hope you'll practice with me tonight. Yoga. Elbows are soft. Let your right hip point drop. And breathing there. If it feels available to you, you can point your right toes toward the ceiling. Don't force. Get a little quadricep opening. And turn, look to the left. And then you can release the right foot down and we'll come into a little more of a twist. Take your left hand to the outer left thigh, look to the left, and turn your right belly toward your left belly. And breathing there. Inhaling to expand your belly. Exhale, let's release. Fingertips are on the inside of your left heel, and then we're gonna send the hips back and curl those left toes toward the face. So we're coming into Ardha Hanumanasana. And your hands can be framing that front foot, folding any amount, peeking at your left hip, and keep wrapping your right hip back. Smooth breathing. And as you inhale, let's glide forward. Left knee over the heel, look up. Then slide your left foot back. Come on into child's pose, big toes touch. Exhale all the way out. And then stand up on the knees. We're gonna come up to the knees. Take your hands onto imaginary back pockets And then point your elbows straight back, lift your chest, find a camel ustrasana. So you root your hands into your lower back and you lift your chest up. You're breathing there. Inhale in your back bend. Exhale back to neutral. Belly in, we're gonna come down onto tabletop again. Tuck your toes, send your hips toward your heels and stretch your hands forward. Now inhale, wave forward, shoulders over palms. Then lower your thigh bones, your hips. Sink your belly, squeeze your elbows in, come all the way down. Take the tops of feet flat. And then hover your feet, spread your toes, lift your hands, squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back in that variation of locust. And then sweep your arms straight back. Spread your chest straight ahead. Inhale. Exhale, release. Palms under elbows. Let's press up again into downward facing dog. Now I'm gonna adjust my mat just so I have a little better angle to come up to some standing poses. Okay, so we're gonna find downward dog and then slide your right heel toward the sky for three-legged dog. Open and stretch your right heel high. Inhale, right heel lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your right foot right between your thumbs. We're gonna spin the left heel down and cartwheel up to warrior two. So find your strong warrior two, wrapping your right knee open toward the baby toe and gazing over the right fingertip. Breathing and rooting through the outside of your left heel. Straighten your right leg all the way. We're gonna wrap that right hip underneath and reach from your right hip all the way out through the right fingertips. Reach long, long, long. Then touch your right hand on your ankle or a high yoga block if you had one, or eventually the floor. Now your left hand can be on your hip and you look at your right foot. If it feels available, you start to turn your rib cage, right rib toward left rib. Broad collarbones, left fingertips reach up, and you look at the hand in the air. Trikonasana. Breathing and knitting your lower ribs in toward the midline of the body, the central channel. And we're gonna reach that left arm all the way up overhead. Release your hands to frame your front foot. Bend your right knee over the heel. And we'll take one more twisting lunge, okay? So the left fingertips can come a little bit wider. Right hand comes onto your back. You could bring your left hand all the way onto the mat or the floor if that feels available to you. The left arm is straight. Then you turn your rib cage, drift your right fingertips up, and look at the hand in the air. And we're dropping that left hip point. We're gonna inhale, exhale, right hand comes down, plant your palms, step to plank. So we're gonna hold in plank, nice and strong, lifting your belly. Now drop your knees. I love this variation of lowering down. Instead of taking traditional chaturanga in a straight line, you kind of take, it's like a reverse upward dog. So you're in an upward dog with knees down, and then you lower your thigh bones, you lower your hip points, you roll your belly down, and gradually lower your chin toward the chest. And then take the feet flat, and we'll lift up into that strong locust variation again. Good. Breathing there. Spread your toes. Inhale, lift. Look up. Exhale, palms under elbows. Tuck your toes. Let's meet in downward dog again, however you get there. And we're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Shake your head, yes. If you peek at your knees, you see your knees are open about over the second toe. Now stretch your left heel high, three-legged dog. Inhale there. Exhale, knee to nose, lift your belly, step your left foot through. Left knee is over the heel, and we're gonna come up to warrior two. So you have to spiral that right heel down, and then open your arms out into a strong warrior two. You can always check and see that your right fingertips are lifting on the same plane as your left, and your hips back. Warrior two. Palm up, reverse warrior. Straighten your left leg all the way. And then tucking that left hip underneath. Reach from your left hip crease long, long, long through the left fingertips. And then touch your left hand down to your ankle, a block, or eventually the floor. Then turn left rib toward right rib. Imagine there's a tether from the bottom of the chin to the sternum. And you can turn and extend your right fingertips up into Trikonasana and look at the hand in the air. Feel the shoulder blades glide together on the back. If it's too intense, you can look down at your foot instead. Let's take one more inhale breath. And when you exhale, bend your left knee, swing your right heel over the toes. We're going to come into a lunge, drop your right hip, right hand on the ground, left hand can come onto your back, or extend your left fingertips up and look up at the hand in the air for that twist. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. We lift the hips a little bit. You step the left foot back, find your plank. Stay lifted in plank. And let's touch that left knee toward the upper arm, then back to plank. Right knee toward the upper arm, back to plank. Left knee toward the upper arm, back to plank. Right knee, back to plank. Knees down, we're gonna roll down. Thigh bones, belly, all the way down. Coming on to the belly. Forehead toward the floor. Then let's come up to Sphinx pose. Elbows are going to be under the shoulders. You're going to drag your palms toward your elbows. And then spread your heart and look up. Wag your tail. Now when you wag your tail to the right, let's slide the left knee out into a frog leg. And we'll hold there. Breathe space into that left low belly. And then go ahead and come down onto your elbows, and you can rest your chin on your thumbs or on your hands for a moment. And breathe there. You could point your right toes toward the ceiling. You could wag that right toe side to side and see if this releases or resets your lower back in any way. And then slide your right toes back. Slide that left knee back. Point the left toe toward the back of your head. And then extend the left leg out. And then come back up onto Sphinx pose and wag the tailbone. And we're gonna wag that tailbone to the right and slide the right knee up to a frog leg. You can't really see from this angle that my right knee is out from the hip and in a shape of a frog leg. And then you can come down to rest your chin in your hands. You could point your toe toward the ceiling, wag your toe side to side, massaging out that left quadricep. And then extend the left leg back. We're gonna slide the right knee back, point the right toes toward the back of your head, then extend the right leg out long. And then let's stack the palms and rest your forehead for a moment. Crocodile pose. Let the ground support your body. Then slowly come on up. Come up to a tabletop. And we're going to stand up on the knees, walk the knees forward, then cross your ankles, sit behind the heels, drop your tail, reach your thumbs forward, uncross, plant your feet, mat width distance apart. Then we're going to windshield wiper the knees to the right, walk your fingertips around onto the mat, look over your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to come on back, plant your feet, thumbs forward, windshield wiper to the left. Walk your hands around, look over your left shoulder. Lift up through the chest. And we'll inhale, and we'll exhale. Come on back. We're going to extend the legs out straight. Flex your feet, reach your arms up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, reach for your toes, Paschimottanasana. And we'll drop the chin toward the body for this full body forward fold. And as you fold, I'm going to recommend pulling your belly in for a moment, and you can kind of round the spine and then spread your chest, drop your elbows, and look forward. Good. If you hear people coming in, it's the children joining and my oldest daughter getting the eggs from the chickens. Good, so we're gonna come on up and then let's go ahead and make our way onto the back, and we're gonna wind down this practice. We're gonna tap our knees a little bit up and down and then gradually make our way onto the back. So I'm gonna adjust my mat so it's not a weird angle, and then come down onto your back. And we'll find our way to rest on the back. Let's take the feet mat width distance, let the knees knock in to touch. And rest your hands on your rib cage. Take a moment to feel the belly expand in and out. Let your head roll from side to side. And then we're going to windshield wiper the knees. Good. And then hug your knees in. Give yourself a hug. And we're going to find a full happy baby pose. Reaching for the outside edges of your feet, ankles or shins. Give your feet a little pull. Evening out hips and back. And then bring your feet to the ground. Give a few stamps. We're going to extend the legs out. And let's find a Shavasana meditation for today if you're still with me. Go ahead and lay down and find your final meditation in Shavasana. And you can stay for a little while. Let all the muscles and joints relax. And a lot of light and space flowing through the joints. You can stay here as long as you want. I'm going to invite you to take a gratitude practice today. So you can feel free to stay on your back if you want to stay there longer. Let's take a gratitude practice. Good. We'll find a gratitude practice for wherever you're at. Inviting gratitude. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. I hope you can take your intention with you, and I hope you feel a little better. I really appreciate you joining me, and I wish you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Someone asked me to do the stretches facing the other way, and I don't know, hopefully that's not inappropriate.
That's what people, yeah, because I'm
Does she read the chat? I never ever can read the chat because I'm not very close to the camera.
Are you?
Pigeon pose I'll do next time.
Did you end it right now? Mom, can we go to tennis? Can we?
I'm glad you find me to be normal. Hello, Katie. Like to see women here. So if you're watching, I typically practice yoga live. Try to do it Wednesday, try to do it Sunday. And I'm posting classes regularly. So I hope you'll join. This is Maggie. She doesn't usually join. All right, anyway, have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Mom?
Yes?
Did you end it?